of 42,000 people, 42,000 jobs have been relocated out of the New York area, out of the Wall Street area, and out of the city in London to other cheaper locations, states, countries, cities. And it's a no-brainer because they're thinking, we're paying crazy taxes, we're paying a fortune in salaries and compensation, we're paying a ton in real estate, whether we own the real estate or renting. And if we can go to these lower cost areas like Jacksonville, Florida, like Salt Lake City, like Poland, you're saving so much money. But what I'm afraid of is a couple of things as it relates to your career. Number one, if you are not moving, where's your pricing pressure? Where can you go to get more money? Because your boss is just going to think or say, hey, if you're not happy, we'll just take your job and move it to, to India, to Poland, to Texas, to Florida, to Tennessee, to Salt Lake City, wherever. So you lose that ability to say, hey, I want that raise, I want that bonus, because either you ask and you get denied, or you just know if you do ask for it, you might target yourself for being kind of pushed out or your job being relocated. Another area, and this compliance people could appreciate, what I think, my own humble personal opinion, is this. When you move a lot of these compliance roles, and by the way, these roles, from what they say, are a lot of non-client facing roles, accounting, HR, IT, compliance, controls, trade support. So if you take compliance and you put it outside of New York, and you put it into an area where there's just not a lot of compliance people, what's going to happen? You're going to replace somebody who has 5 to 10 years making $150,000, $200,000 with someone right out of school who is making really a third of that or a quarter of that without any experience. Now, can you train them? Yes. But how much training do you have to do? Well, think about it, a lot, to go from someone just right out of school without any experience to someone who's been doing it 5, 10 years. It just doesn't compete. So I think what's going to happen, we have a time bomb here. We're going to have the next group of scandals coming up. And this is because you're going to have these people, and let's assume they're smart, motivated, well-educated people, but you can't transfer those skill sets. If you don't have the experience, you don't have the background, and they thrust you into this role, you're not going to know the same as someone with more experience. So you're bound to have errors. Plus, I maintain this. If you go to places out, if you go to New York and you go to, London, you're going for a career. There's so many firms, so many banks, so many different companies where you can go to if you're not happy, you want to improve your career. So you're motivated. You're going to do a great job. You're going to work hard because you're going to get promoted, you can get more money, or if not, you could go somewhere else. In a lot of these places, these banks, they may be one or two of them. So there's nowhere to go. So if you're an ambitious person and you're kind of in a quote-unquote back office where you feel that the front office is not going to know who you are you going to do the job? Yeah. But are you going to look at the career? Probably not. You're probably going to think, hey, it's a job. It looks good on the resume. Let me just do what it takes. Maybe I'll go to grad school. Maybe I'll get a JD. Maybe I'll just buy time to use that on my resume, good investment bank, to do something else. And I would suggest that if someone's going into that without that passion, without that drive, without that motivation, without the ability to grow a career, you're not going to get the same focus that you're going to get with people who are making a career out of it. And by virtue of that, you're going to have more problems, more issues. You're going to have the next level of anti-money laundering blow-ups, trading scandals, what have you. So I think in what the press is talking about, the 42,000 jobs, which is eye-opening, which is scary, and about the people who have to move, but all the other ramifications, about the people who remain, how they're not going to have the ability to grow their career and make more money, and the ones, and for the roles, in particular compliance, you're laying the seeds for disaster down the road. So I hope you enjoy this. This is part 2. I ran out of space on my iPad. I guess I talk too much with these videos, so I'm going to have to learn, and I'll get better to make it shorter. So to find out what's going on in the market, and this way, as you're looking for a job, as you're hiring, as you're interviewing, as you're considering looking, at least you know what's going on. So you're not doing it in a silo all by yourself. So hopefully you get some context so you understand what's happening. For more stories and articles and opinions and commentary like this, check out Compliancex.com, our blog and newsletter that goes out every day at 4 o'clock. And for jobs around the world, ComplianceJobs.com. And as always, if you want to call me, 212-997-3166. And my email for Jack Kelly is jkelly, Jkelly, @ComplianceSearch.com. Thank you very much for listening and watching.